The wide receiver position, I understand your concern. My thing is Matthew Golden addition is huge. He's going to bring a different dynamic that we haven't had since Devontae Adams, and that is a guy that is who can create separation. That is a guy that can create separation. He has elite speed. He can run the full route tree, and his hands, it's like it's made of glue. Like it's every time the football comes to him, it's like it's sticking on his hands. So Matthew Golden is going to add a different dynamic to the team that Jordan Love has not had. And that is somebody that he can finally rely on, somebody that's not going to drop the ball almost every time he's targeted. You got Micah Parsons now.
Listen, the Packers, y'all going to be good. I think they're giving y'all a lot more than what y'all probably deserve. Because let's keep it all the way funky here. You lost help on the interior, which is while you people say, "Oh, Kenny Clark is not on it," but he's better than who y'all had there. Devontae Wyatt still ain't developed to what he's really supposed to be just yet. Then on the offensive end, can any of your wide receivers stay healthy? Like Jaden Reed, who without Matthew Golden would be your number one receiver, by the way, is dealing with a Jones fracture.
That's true.
And he's not getting no surgery. He's going to play out for the rest of the season. And we don't know when Christian Watson is definitively coming back.
He's not coming.
And then now your wide receiver 3, you're relying on Dontavian Wicks or Romeo Dobbs. Sorry. If you line that up against the top end, I'm sorry, I still don't see y'all being able to go band for band with these teams.
You didn't even talk about.
And I know the defense performed well above expectations last year. I think y'all ranked in pretty much top 10 in all the metrics, if I remember correctly, especially a run defense. Mm-hmm. Mike is not the greatest run defender.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm not saying he's a bad one. He's not the greatest. But I think they utilized him wrong. If you want to use Mike as a run defender, you can't just keep him on the edge all the time. People can just run right at him because he's only like 250. If you want to utilize his ability, you have to play him off ball, move him all over the line. So if y'all still have Jeff Hafley, right?
Yes, Jeff Hafley.
Okay, Jeff Hafley. If he can figure that out, which I think he probably should, then cool. I do like your linebacker core, I must say. I like Edgerrin Cooper and dude from Georgia.
Quay Walker ass.
Quay Walker. Quay Walker's mid.
Georgia bias.
He's mid. But Edgerrin Cooper
could be worse. He could be worse.
Edgerrin Cooper's a dude though. So
my thing I'm really keeping my eye on is your secondary. Evan Williams had a good year last year, but now he's like the number one corner on your team. So,
well, he's the safety.
Evan Williams. Oh my bad.
No.
It's the other guy.
So we have Carrington Valentine, we have Keyshawn Nixon, Nate Hobbs, who we signed to free agency, and then obviously you got to remember Xavier McKinney, all pro bowler as well. So we got a good little safety tandem. That's gonna be that's the star of the show of the secondary is our safeties, and then the corners. Our corners weren't great last year. We didn't have great talent last year, but we were still able to be a top 10 unit. So when people say, oh, y'all corners are trash, well, we didn't have Jair for more than half of the season, and we still ended up having a top 10 defense. And to top it all off, we weren't the best team when it comes to sacking the quarterback in regards to pressures, QB pressures, because we were top 10 in sacks. But that was really because we played like 2 really bad teams and we took advantage. It was like the Titans and it was maybe the Colts or something. And we just dominated from the line of scrimmage. Besides that, we were pretty mediocre against the top teams with good offensive lines. So overall, I think the Packers with Micah Parsons is going to help tremendously. I think you are Devontae Wyatt. You're underselling Devontae Wyatt. And I know Lucas Van Ness has been a disappointment these past 2 years, being a first-round pick, being a top 15 pick. But let me tell you something. This dude has been hooping. He's been balling in training camp, in preseason, with some of the snaps that he's been given in preseason. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. Obviously, when you're a starter, you're not going to get a whole bunch of snaps. Watch out for Devontae Wyatt and Lucas Van Ness, especially with Micah Parsons now on the squad.
What
Before,
about Rashawn Gary?
Rashawn Gary as well. Rashawn Gary is one of the best run defenders at his position. And now that he gets one-on-ones because of Micah Parsons, he's going to terrorize the entire offense for the opposing team because now he's not taking on the double teams anymore. It's going to be Micah Parsons. You're underselling just how massive this Micah Parsons trade is because I get it. It's the Packers. It's me. You're a Cowboys fan. You don't like the Packers. I get it. But adding arguably the top 3 best pass rusher in the league, top 2 in pass rush win rate for his position is going to he's one.
I thought he was one.
I thought it was Myles Garrett. It's probably him. I think Hutchinson for one point was like up there. Myles Garrett and him. Regardless, he's up there. He's one of the top 3 in pass rush win rate. You add him to this defense with ascending players on the defensive line, brother, with Jeff Hafley as the defensive coordinator. Come on. You're underselling it.
Okay, so what about the offense?
The offense, I like Josh Jacobs. We improved on the offensive line significantly with the drafting of Anthony Belton. That gives us depth. We got Aaron Banks from the 49ers. Hopefully he remains healthy throughout the year. But if he doesn't, we also got Jordan Morgan, remember the first-round pick, and he's had a really good camp. We also still have Rasheed Walker, who started last year at left tackle, who was really good, and then Zach Tom, who's one of the best guards in that. I think he a guard or right? Regardless, he's one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. And then we still have Elton Jenkins playing center. Our offensive line is solidified. The wide receiver position, I understand your concern. My thing is Matthew Golden addition is huge. He's going to bring a different dynamic that we haven't had since Devontae Adams, and that is a guy that is who can create separation. That is a guy that can create separation. He has elite speed. He can run the full route tree, and his hands, it's like it's made of glue. Like it's every time the football comes to him, it's like it's sticking on his hands. So Matthew Golden is going to add a different dynamic to the team that Jordan Love has not had, and that is somebody that he can finally rely on, somebody that's not going to drop the ball almost every time he's targeted, somebody that can track the football when Jordan Love makes one of those little weird-looking throws down the field and he underthrows the ball sometimes, or he overthrows the ball sometimes. Matthew Golden is that dude. We saw with Quinn Ewers at Texas. Quinn Ewers, bruh, his arm, he has a noodle arm. We saw what happened. And Matthew Golden was able to make clutch play after clutch play. He was able to get 50-50 balls. Remember in the playoff game, I think it was against Iowa State or Arizona State. Iowa State, I think it was. Brother, he was making so many crazy plays against Georgia. He was making crazy plays. These are elite teams that he's doing this against. What do you think he's going to do with the Packers with a QB that's significantly better than Quinn Ewers, that has a significantly better arm than Quinn Ewers? This dude is going to eat. He's going to feast. He is clearly going to be the wide receiver one for the Packers coming into the season. And Christian Watson will come back eventually, probably towards December. That's my guess. But he's going to come back. And when you add Christian Watson to the fold, another speed guy, a 6'4" guy.
It's going to be a crazy 3 games.
What? All right, man. All right, whatever. But I will say I'm concerned for Jaden Reed because I was expecting him to be healthy. He also was one of the worst wide receivers at dropping the football. He was top 10 in drop rate. That's not good. Dontavian Wicks.
The whole wide receiver core was top 10.
I think it was Romeo Doubs, it was Jaden Reed, and it was Dontavian Wicks. They were like all 3 were like top 20 in drop rate. That's just not good. That is just not good. But guess what? They're not the wide receiver one anymore. It's Jaden. It's Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden is the wide receiver 1. So guess what? They don't have the expectation of having to live up to being the wide receiver 1 that Jordan Love is relying on. It's Matthew Golden now. He's the first round pick. He's the savior. He's the guy that when he got drafted, they had this big celebration, fireworks coming out of the air, and he had it was what was the song? It was UGK and Outkast. Yeah, that right there. He has the expectations. Those other guys, they can just chill. They can just chill being a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 on the bubble to potentially be a wide receiver 4. I'm good. And then you got Tucker Kraft. Man, get out of here. Packers are a Super Bowl contender, and they are one of the top 3 teams in the NFC by far. It should be no debate about it. And I believe that by the end of the year, when they're playing their best football, you're going to have a different tone. You're going to have a different opinion.
You let him write these Disney-ass storybook endings for this team like this? Like this? I'm a Packers believer, but he said a lot of things that gotta go right there.
Yeah. He said the other wide receivers, they don't matter. We got Matthew Golden.
He said Matthew Golden as a rookie is gonna be what Davante Adams left. I said,
hold on. Let me clarify what I said. I'm not saying he's gonna be literally Davante Adams. What I'm saying is that for the first time, the Packers have a wide receiver that can catch the football consistently. That is a reliable receiver that can gain separation, that can consistently win one-on-one. We haven't had that since Davante Adams. That's what I'm saying. He ain't going to be Davante Adams in production, but he surely will bring a level of play that we can just rely on now. We can rely on that receiver.
Okay. I will say Wicks and maybe Reed. All these names blend together. But a lot of these, you have a lot of receivers in the Packers that if you look at their route running metrics and like getting open, they get open. But similar to what y'all said, they're all top 10 in drop rate. So it was low-key impressive that the Packers still had a top 10 offense last year. So I'm thinking with Matthew Golden, and y'all still have, I believe, your head coach is probably a top 5 play caller in the league.
Not last year. Not last year. Yeah.
Last year, he didn't have his quarterback for like the first month.
No. I mean, it was like 2 or 3 games. As a play caller, he's a good coach. But as a play caller, I think he's a bit overrated. I believe last year he was very predictable.
You really had to see some of them games. I'm like, why is we calling this extra stuff? You know you ain't got the facilities for this.
Why has to? Because his receivers ain't.
Hold on, I'll give you an example. Why are we running a wide? What is it? An end around or something? It's like a wide receiver. You know when the receiver gets
to throw the ball.
So it'll be we were in the red zone, I think it was, and we had Jaden Reed. It was like an end around. He was on the line of scrimmage, and they gave him the ball and stuff. I'm just like, yo, run the ball or throw a slant or like, what are we doing? Why are you doing that in the red zone? He would do some stupid stuff in the red zone on third down that made absolutely no sense.
You said situationally he wasn't.
Here's the thing, right? He comes from that Cal Shanahan family of play calling where they'll do some goofy shit, I'll admit. But if you look at the numbers at the end of the year, very similar to the 49ers, they still finished top 10. They still finished top 5. No matter what you think. There is some crazy-ass plays that will stick out in memory. That's how a lot of people feel about Jordan Love. If you look at his metrics, he was a top 10 QB last year. But if you ask people about Jordan Love, they think he's like Zach Wilson out there just throwing anything. But that's really not what he is on a down-to-down basis. His real bad plays, they stick out a lot. So, I can agree with some of the stuff you said about the Packers and why they're going to be Super Bowl champions. On the other hand, you are expecting a lot back-to-back years out of your secondary. Maybe your defense coordinator just likes that, and he can make these guys look good again. But them names on paper, this is not one of them defenses that look real good on paper, secondary-wise.
Okay.
Safety, yes. Micah Parsons, yes. Edrin Cooper, yes. You have guys at each level that are good. But as a whole unit, compared to a lot of other teams in the NFC, it's a little it's a lot, especially in the cornerback room, receiver room. You're expecting a rookie to, I guess, be a wide receiver one, get open, make reliable catches. That is not normal for a lot of rookie receivers. I mean, honestly, if Matthew Golden has the same year that Marvin Harrison Jr. had last year, that is a success. 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, that is a success for a rookie. I know Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. and Lad McCulley make everybody think all rookies come in like that. That is not normal. That is not the normal wide receiver run for a rookie, to come in and do. So, but at the end of the day, you still got Josh Jacobs, who's the top 5 back in the league, in my opinion. He doesn't get enough love. And then I think Tucker Kraft's going to take a leap. So,
top 5.
Here's my thing, because you said Marvin Harrison Jr. You're looking at just regular stats, but
I'm not looking at regular stats.
But like advanced.
Oh, don't look at the target numbers. That's different. You got here. I'm gonna get into when we get to the Cardinals stuff, but we did a lot of just like wasted plays, just throwing fade balls and back shoulder fades to Marvin.
Well, do that. Was the he had a I forgot what the stat was. It was like 56%. Yeah, it was horrendous. I forgot what advanced stat it was, but like
it's probably like it could have been like catch rate, honestly, because
it probably was catch rate. Yeah, his catch rate was garbage.
Wasted targets, just throwing the ball to him, and like he's not really open, but Kyle is trusting him to make a play. And if the timing's not perfectly there, because he's a rookie, it's just not going to work. And then the Bills, that was basically a wasted game. He was running like 18 miles per hour when he normally can run 21. He's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the same thing for Matthew Dolan, though. Expecting a rookie to come in and be that guy, it's kind of rare. Even the rookies that did last year, they were technically on bad teams outside of Lad. So,
but this is a good team, and if Matthew Golden, if his catch rate is like 70%, if it's like the same as like Malik Neighbors, and he has similar stats to Marvin Harrison Jr., I think that's a win. It comes down to the catch rate. It comes down to average depth of target as well. Because Marvin Harrison Jr. was like top 5 in like average depth of target, I think it was. Like he was pretty high in that. So it all comes down to that to me. What do you do with those stats? Like, what are you doing? Is it just waste? Is it just wasted stats? Are you just putting up empty stats, or are these meaningful stats? And if he puts up those numbers, but they amount to wins, they amount to winning football, then yeah, that's a success. But if it's like what happened to Marvin Harrison Jr. last year, then no, I don't want that to happen. I don't want him to have a 50-something% catch rate. I don't want that to happen. It better be like in the 69s or 65, like close to Malik Neighbors level.
Fortunately,
okay, I got a question here.
Fortunately for you, Jordan Love is better than Kyler Murray, and your offensive coordinator is better than ours. So I think it'll look better on paper, on the field, than what we had going on.
Do you think the Packers? This is going to tie in. Do you think the Packers could make the Super Bowl if prime Chris Godwin was the number 1 receiver?
Prime Chris Godwin was the number 1 receiver. Absolutely. Yeah. Chris Godwin, the last year he had with Jameis Winston, where he had like 1,300 yards, I think it was. Yes, absolutely.
He was good that last year with Jameis.
You know what I think?
He was good last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, he actually was.
He actually was.
I like Matthew Golden. I don't think he's a bona fide number 1. I think he's a high end 2. But you can make that work.
Mm-hmm.
If you get another guy to pair. Like, I honestly think a good pairing with a Matthew Golden would be like a Jawan Jennings type player, wide receiver. I feel like that would be a good 1-2 combo. You could definitely win with that. I still think y'all are like one solid option away from really
we giving up on
being that favorite. What happened?
We giving up on Romeo Doubs? He's done.
Oh. Did he ever get started?
You saw that preseason game? You saw the preseason game?
I did not see any Packers.
Bro, the first one.
He was hooping?
No, he literally like the first target. he dropped the pass.
It's over. Never mind then. I tried to give a man some.
The crazy is like the Packers, they're gonna be good. I like y'all won 11 games last year. See, the thing with y'all got to lock in them division games, man. Like for real, you can't be dropping 5 division games this year.
Yeah, they won 5. Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Y'all got to at least get the 3-3 in the division. I honestly think y'all could go 4-2. I think y'all should sweep the Bears because
the Bears.
But it's the Bears though.
Y'all should be able to sweep the Vikings too. Honest, I don't think JJ McCarthy cut like that year one.
Brian Flores definitely is.
He is. He definitely is.
It ain't that.
Evan O'Connell as
well.
Actually,
no. Sweep is crazy. Split with them. You should be at least able to split.
Split with the Lions. Split with the Vikings. Sweep the Bears.
Good.
That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All